Jalen Horton Tucker, Iowa State, and then Goga Bitazi, I think it's Bitazi he's a Georgian player. He's a foreign guy. I think he's the best center in the class, honestly. I think he's going to be the
What
best. What's that?
is Ignas Brazdeikis not on your sleepers?
I'm going to talk about Iggy. I'm going to talk about my favorites, just my favorite guys.
Okay.
But Goga, I think he's going to be one of the best centers in this class for sure. He's a great stretch big. He can block shots. He's kind of what you want at the center position. And then the last guy, I don't even know if you can call him a sleeper anymore. That's Chuma Okeke. If you look at any post about sleepers, he's the number one name on there. He's got the torn ACL, but everyone knows what he can do. He's an all-around tool. He's a great player.
He will fall because of that ACL.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I think he's going to be better than Cam Reddish, which he's a better three-point shooter. He's a better defender, and that's what you want. So we'll see if the ACL will mess him up. But, I think he's got huge upside.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody else you want to talk about? Any other sleepers that I left off, maybe?
Well, not necessarily sleepers, but Naz Reid and Tremont Waters, the two players for LSU.
Uh-huh.
That was a very good LSU team in the tournament. They're a very dangerous team. They're good all year. Those are their guys, and they're really projected to be second-round guys. Do you think that either of those people, with just the, Naz Reid, kind of his effort on rebounding, and Waters just his feel for the game, do you think that they should be moving up more, or do you think they're probably accurately placed?
I think Naz Reid should definitely be moving up more. I think he has great size. He can, as a big, he can put it on the court and he get to the hole. He's a great rebounder, like you said. He's a grinder. I love Naz Reid. I don't know why why people aren't as in love with him as. I think he might be one of the steals, actually. He could be the steal of the draft. Yeah. Trey Waters, I think he's accurately rated. I think he's just undersized, and he can't really play defense. He's a good shooter. He has range, but I don't think he's ready for the NBA. One guy I actually forgot about that I really wanted to, I think that could be a sleeper. That's Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him. Yep.
I think Tyler Hero's he reminds me a lot of Devin Booker out of Kentucky because both of them were kind of undervalued going into the draft. They both had similar skill sets, great shooter. That's kind of like what they said. Everyone said that going into the draft. They're like, yeah, he's a really great 3-point shooter, but what else does he have? Tyler Hero, he can get to the rack. He really good. He looks like just a white kid that can just shoot threes. Great free throw shooter. He's more than that. He's a phenomenal player, and I think he's someone that can be very good in this league. And I think he's being undervalued a lot.
I think he needs to be, if he could get a little better shooting off the dribble, that would make his game, he would be incredible. I've seen him dropping in some, well, not necessarily dropping, but he's not up there. I don't think I've seen a single one of him in the lottery. And it'll be interesting. He's one of those where he could be the piece that a team needs to take it to the next level. I
agree with that.
Because he's a knockdown shooter and he's just versatile.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's pretty good on defense, too. I think his defense is very undervalued. I think he's just a guy that suffered from being on a very, very good Kentucky team, so people just didn't talk about him as much. Like, Keldon Johnson, P.J. Washington, and then they were trying to evaluate guys like Ashton Hagans, and then you had, who's their center? Travis Reed, who was out for a little bit of the year. They just saw everything that they did, and they just kind of said, oh, yeah, and then there's Tyler Hero, who can shoot the lights out of the three. And then we just forget about the run he had where he's yelling, he's a bucket. I love that. I love that about him. I'm a bucket. He's confident. He's a confident player, and I like that a lot about him.
Yeah, and his shooting will transfer. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be a great shooter in the NBA.
All right, let's end it on this. Our favorite players, our least favorite players. You start.
Okay. Okay. It seems pretty self-explanatory, but Zion Williamson on my favorite player. I just want to see what he does. I just want to see him, making highlights on SportsCenter. I love DeAndre Hunter. I love Roy Hachimura. Let's see, what are the other ones? Grant Williams. I like all these guys that they have a skill. You know what they have, and I think that's something that's really undervalued because all those guys, you bring them in, you know exactly where they're going to fit. Mm-hmm. And then some of the players I don't like are ones like, what is Cam Reddish going to do? How is he going to fit in? Based on what he's done. How is Kobe White going to fit in? He plays a little bit too fast. I know he could be very good, but he's also very turnover prone. And so people like that, I guess, what's his name? We talked about him. Porter Jr., Kevin Porter Jr. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about him. I think he tries to do too much. He doesn't play a team game enough, especially for this NBA. So I kind of like those players that have that something. They already know what they can do. They have a little bit of a refined game. I'm not liking the ones that are just pure projection.
Mm-hmm. I like Kobe White more than you do, but I think Kobe White, in the stretch from January to March, he's a guy that helped his draft stock improve tremendously. Because I remember him in January, he was being ranked right around Trey Jones range when they thought Trey Jones was going in the draft.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, my favorite guys. A guy we haven't even talked about. We don't even know if he's going to get drafted. He's 7'6". Taco Fall.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Taco. He'll get drafted, and he might get signed.
He's going to get signed. He'll be on a summer league team. He'll be on a G League team. But that's one guy I love. I can't wait to watch him play in summer league. That's going to be awesome to watch him play in summer league. But Ty Jerome, a guy we've already talked about. Real big fan of him. Jarrett Culver, DeAndre Hunter, I really like them. Naz Reid. Guy I don't like is Jackson Hayes. I just don't like how raw he is. I've watched a lot of his game. He kind of looks like he sits plays out, and he just doesn't really know what he's doing. Big fan of Nickeil Alexander-Walker from Virginia Tech, cousin of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's a good guard, good defensive player, good three-point shooter, good passer for a two-guard. Tyler Hero, who we talked about. Cam Johnson, I think that people are sleeping on him a little bit. And then Kenny Wooten, I think if someone picks him in the second round, they're going to love him. I think he reminds me of Ben Wallace. He's around 6'8", incredible leaping ability. He had a 12.6.5 max vertical jump. That's more than Dwight Howard. He's incredible defender. He's one of the reasons Oregon made it to the Elite Eight. Probably the best defender, all-around defender in this class. He's just going to disrupt stuff. He's going to make it hard for you. I just see Ben Wallace because all I see is the block shots and the incredible vertical. He has no offensive game, but he can be a great lob target. If he had a passer like Trae Young, I think he could be so successful in this league. I think he's a better Jordan Bell. That's kind of what people would see in him. And then the last guy, our favorite guy, Iggy Brosdakis, Michigan's own. We love him. He's a villain. He's got the swagger. He's got the confidence. He can shoot the three ball. He can put it on the rack, and he can get to the hole. Is he athletic enough in the NBA? We don't know, but we love him. We're having a draft party for him. We're going to celebrate so hard when Iggy gets picked. I'm gonna get a champagne bottle. I'm gonna pop the champagne when Iggy gets picked.
Okay, I agree with it. I think Iggy. The interesting thing would be: is he too much of jack of all, master of none? But yeah, it seems like he does quite a bit. He'll put it on the floor. He'll take the shot. He can defend a little bit. He's not that athletic, but we gotta love Iggy. And the thing that I love the most about Iggy that he's not gonna back down from anybody.
Oh no,
he might be guarding Kevin Durant one night and he'll be up in Kevin Durant's face. Besides, he won't because Kevin Durant won't be playing. But he won't back down from anybody.
Well, yeah, 2 years at the All-Star game when he's guarding Kevin Durant. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And he's one of those where he would, for an All-Star game, he would go out of his way to try to block someone that he's had beef with and just kind of shove him to the floor a little bit. And that's maybe he can get under someone's skin. That's invaluable to have.
I could see Beeline, the new Cavaliers coach, just drafting all his boys out of Michigan. He's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna get Swaggy Poole. Let's get Iggy. Let's get Charles Matthews. Let's just run it back. Why don't we trade for Nick Stauskas? Let's get Tim Hardaway Jr. Let's just bring the whole crew from Michigan in here.
Yeah. I don't know if Jordan Poole. I don't know if he's gonna get. I don't know if I would want to draft him.
I want Swaggy Poole somewhere. I want to see Swaggy Poole get drafted.
Yeah.
I could see Swaggy Poole being like a Denzel Valentine, winning Summer League MVP. Just doing some. Well, he doesn't have enough offensive game, but I could see him having a great Summer League.
I could see him shooting about 60 times in the Summer League and making 10 of them.
He doesn't shoot that much. He's a good player. He's a good player. Jared Harper, we didn't talk about. I hope Jared Harper gets drafted. We're Auburn guys, so we really want to see Jared make it. Yeah, I think we talked to mostly everyone. At least we talked to all the big names.
Yeah.
Kyle Guy, we didn't really talk about. I hope Kyle Guy gets drafted.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about Kyle Guy. I mean,
that's one of those that's fringe, second round. He's a great three-point shooter.
That can make a three.
You need to. I would draft Kyle Guy.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that this draft is top heavy and stuff like that. I think there are a ton of role players in this year's draft.
I agree.
I mean, a lot of those guys who you're not, going crazy over, but will just fit on teams real well. That's what I'm excited about it.
I'm very excited. We love the draft. I got a mock draft coming out tomorrow or Thursday. We'll figure it out. It'll be up. We have the big board out, so you can follow along. We're going to be all over Twitter Thursday. We'll be having fun with it. We're pumped. Matt can't wait for Cam Reddish to get traded or get picked at number 1 overall over Zion, which he rightfully belongs. Matt, anything wild going to happen? Any predictions? Last predictions.
Last predictions. You know what? This isn't a wild prediction. The Atlanta Hawks are going to be picking once in the lottery.
Yeah, that's not too wild. No, we're going to be picking twice. We'll be picking. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll just do 17 and 4. I don't know. You could be right. Maybe. I hope not. I really hope not. My wild prediction is I think Zion Williamson's going to go number 1 to the Pelicans, and I think
that's wild.
I think people are going to be like, "Wow, New Orleans, that's a great pick."
You know what? I'm looking at a mock draft right now. It has Bruno Fernando going to the Golden State Warriors. If he goes there and they get Clay back, watch out. They could win the chip.
Bruno just blocking shots, throwing out monster dunks.
Bruno Fernando doesn't have to have an offense. He just has to dunk the ball occasionally.
He doesn't even want to get rebounds. I mean, he's perfect there. He's just going to say, I'm just going to dunk it. I'm just going to dunk and block shots. All I want to do is make ESPN top 10 every time.
And that's what he would do.
I'm trying to think of that team that would be perfect for him. I don't know if the Warriors are the team that's right for him.
I think it is the Warriors. Maybe it's the Rockets, but I think it's the Warriors.
It's the Rockets. It's the Rockets. No, it's the Thunder. It's the Thunder.
We like Steve Adams too much.
No, it's perfect. He's like, you know what? I'll let Russ get the rebounds. I'm just going to block shots, and I'm going to dunk it really cool. Russ is going to throw me lobs. It's going to be awesome.
What are the... Oh, wow. Oh, sorry. This mock draft has Bol going to the Thunder. I don't...
At what pick?
I don't like that. Why would the Thunder not try to get Tyler Hero? I don't get it.
At what pick for... do the Thunder
we have the 21st.
If you can get Bol at 21, that's not a bad pick. I don't think Hero's going to make it to 21. I think he's going to the Magic at 16.
Well, I would
but
make
then again,
a trade to try to get Hero.
I think Magic only go for the longest wingspans. Who has the longest wingspan?
Yeah, who has... No, that was the Bucks.
The Magic do that too. They got, who's the kid from Florida State?
Yeah, Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba. Who's the kid from Florida State?
Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac. They have some other guys that have really long wingspans. They have 3 guys that can stretch from baseline to sideline to sideline, just with their arms out. It's nuts. So I don't know if they're gonna get Hero. He might be too not enough wingspan. So whoever has the highest wingspan, that's who they're picking.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
It's got to be Ball. I mean, Ball has the highest
Taco.
wingspan.
Taco.
Yeah, Taco Fall.
Ooh, I hope they get Taco in the second round just so we can see Taco and Mo.
You know what? Vucevic is up for. I think he's restricted, but They could let Vucevic go.
I think Vucevic might be on the move. I think they are going to let him